So my name is David Mulo. I am the founder of Green Kenya. So Green Kenya is a sport for development organization. We teach through play from January to December. So our organization works with children from the age of 9 to 19, both boys and girls. Children who are coming from less fortunate or challenging environment, or any other environment that they might not be facing challenges as far as maybe food, but they do have challenges as they grow up. Our programs takes place in school. They takes place in during physical education time, after school we call it, and when the schools are closed we go to community centers. So we have a structured session where we work with these children who are maybe in class 3, and we learn about 6 to 7 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals through play. And each and every month we have a different social issue that we are addressing through play, like I said. What we're doing in these schools is that we're building the psychosocial support of these children, because you realize that some of them, when they grow up, they've gone through maybe different abuses. Maybe they don't live with both parents, and so each and every day is a struggle. So we bring play in between, just to help them grow like any other children or any other child, and feel like there's someone who's caring here. Our program are structured in such a way that they complement each other. So we normally start going to the field on February, but in January is a planning month. So we meet with teachers in January and we look at the calendar. They give us information as far as the calendar is concerned. When is the schools closing, midterm, or if there is any other activity that might come in between to interfere with the session. And then in February we start going to the schools. So we divide the children in 2 categories. Those who are in class 3, 4, 5, we put them in one group, and those who are in 6, 7, and 8, we put them in one category. And so even the session that we're running, they're a bit different compared to the ones who are in upper class, for example. If you're addressing, for example, in February, we talk about Green Kenya. So we talk about when the organization was founded, our values. We also talk about their role as children in this program, the role of teachers, the role of the school, and the role of the community. So it's not just sport, but it's a sport for development. And in March, we talk about gender equality, and we also talk about environmental conservation. So in March we celebrate International Women's Day, and so we have sessions that we plan to and culminated to International Women's Day. And we also talk about environment. So we talk about WED, we call it World Environmental Day. So children play football, they learn about environmental activities and plant trees. We have a program called Kick and Conserve. This is the time that it takes place. We renamed it to environmental literacy, because we thought, why don't we include leadership, civic education as far as environment is concerned, and environmental stewards. So it is a program that brings about 10 schools in one institution. They play football, learn about environmental games, and plant trees. And we would like to plant at least 1,500 seedlings a year, but because the field that we're using is so small, so we normally choose the captains to represent all these schools. But the idea is to plant at least 3,000 to 4,500 seedlings a year. And then in February, in April, the schools are closed, so we go to the community. And so we do a short version of the programs that we run in schools, because we used to close like 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, so we do a condensed program for out of school, and then in April, May, they're back in school, and then we start with a different program. We can talk about environmental not literacy, but we can talk about financial literacy. We can talk about, self-esteem through play. And so they are arranged like that. At that time, we talk about, the role of men in the community, because people have forgotten men in the community. So what is the role of boys? How can we use leadership to bring these, young boys to take leadership roles in the community? And then the last month of the school program, we do a leadership training through play. So what we do is we give these children from class 6 to 8 an opportunity to choose a program or a session that they enjoyed, and they will coach the rest. So what we do is we help them by asking vital questions, or helping them with ideas of how to do the program very well, but they take charge. And that's how we've seen other young people becoming leaders, even in high school. And the times they come back and say, oh, I'm now leading this environmental club in our school. That is what we want. Okay, we don't teach children to become like the next best player in the world, but we teach them to love sports, to be, people are taking care of environment, to be people who are respecting women, and take up leadership roles in the community. We call it self-directed learning. You cannot do this kind of work alone. So what we do is we work with volunteers and young people from the community that we are having these sessions. Like, for example, in Mukuru, our youth leaders and people who are running these sessions come from that community, because they're well known by parents, they're well known by those children, and they know the community very well. So what we do is we just do a training of how to do sports for social impact in a fun way, and we give them the responsibility of running the sessions. So like today we're going to have a session and we're going to talk about peace, because this month we've dedicated it to Peace Day. So we've planned a session that's going to take about 1 hour, and we're going to talk about peace, the role of peace in our community, and whose responsibility is it to ensure that we have peace in our communities. We want to start at that age, in primary level, so that when they go to different schools after primary level, they know why they need to maintain peace or be agents of peace. We have a couple of them, but I think environmental literacy and gender equality. For example, in the environmental literacy, we want to come up with a project. We've already given it a name. We're going to call it Eco Solutions Africa, and we want to help young people to get employment and to work as they conserve the environment. We want to collect plastics that is all over. If we can grind them and maybe take them to the company, we would have added the value of this product. Or smelt it and come up with products like pavements, boards that can be used to even build houses, or even put on the road, so that we can use it to even build good houses in these informal settlements. And then when it comes to gender equality, we'll be helping young women and girls who are maybe seeking for jobs and they cannot find through this environmental literacy program. We believe that we are the change of agent, and if we can put this idea together, it will not only solve the problem now, but it will solve the environment, the problem that we're facing as far as environmental degradation is concerned. And so that is one of it. Maybe if you can just mention the second one, is about, we call it ICT for development. So where we have, it can be a cyber, where young people are coming to learn about information, communication technology for development, and we create an industry for, how can I put it, an industry where people who've learned ICT can be employed. We don't have that, especially in the informal settlement. Many people go out to go and get these services. We can generate some money and employ some people who have the idea of information communication technology. I mean, one of it is we teach through play, and as you all know, everybody likes to play, whether you're old, young, rich or poor. I mean, we all like to play. So our sessions are designed in such a way that we don't come with a cane and say, oh, you have to be here, but it's fun and engaging. And who does not like to do that?
Parting shot?
Parting shot is, it is our responsibility to take care of our environment. And if you can come up with a model to solve the problem that you're facing as far as environmental degradation is concerned and teach children how to do it, we'll save our planet. This is our opportunity. This is everybody's role.